Hello there everybody, my name is Birdstar, and in today's video we'll be doing anime, talking about anime. I really wish I could show an episode of a very special anime, but I would get seriously copyrighted. They would take a big copyright and throw it right into my face like boom, oh, like, oh, where did that come from, you know. So basically I'll be, talking about a certain anime that I've seen but most people haven't. It's actually a very good anime. It's a very short story, but it's pretty good. Imagine Romeo and Juliet becoming ninjas. They're ninjas and they go, oh, hi, and they would kill people. They're from two different families, like regular Romeo and Juliet, so they basically can't be with each other. Basically, they want to kill each other, and well, not Romeo and Juliet, but the families. They want to go all ninja techniques and go shuriken bomb, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna cut your damn head off. That type of thing. Basically the name of the anime is called Basilisk. So there you guys go. So the name of the anime is called Basilisk, and the first episode, basically, it describes both families and how this guy, the main protagonist, and his girlfriend, and
where do you think you're going?
is more of a history than anything else. Let's see. No, not trailer. I would get copyrighted. Let me see. Where is the? Ooh, it's brutally hot. So let me get into the. Okay. Let me think. Episode. Yeah, here we go. There's nothing on it. Oh, that is so weird. So basically, the first episode is basically both families fighting. A very friendly fight, because obviously Ieyasu Tokugawa, which is a feudal lord of Japan, he basically made a pact that both ninja families would not fight for the time being. For I don't know, a couple of years before they even kill each other or something. Basically, they're in a very friendly match. Two ninjas fighting against each other, kind of, just fighting against sword or using a ninja technique like a fire, which is kind of like Naruto, but something a little bit different. So basically, this one ninja, he's like a big frog guy, and he spits like this sticky acid thing that basically it would stick to you and you wouldn't be able to move. And the other ninja, he's an expert basically in chains and like strings and stuff that would literally cut your head off. They're like strings that you manipulate. You would, like a very thin string that could cut your head off. Like, I don't know, like some kind of hair that would, instantly split your arm or whatever. And they're both fighting, and he spits his acid, and they're fighting, and then basically I forget their names because it's been so long since I've seen the anime, but it's really good. Like actually, yeah, let me just take this off because it's brutally hot in here. This Basilisk enemy.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, this is the manga, by the way. It's actually pretty good. Okay, here we go. So the Koga and the Eagle were a ninja clan that had been fighting for 400 years. Junichi of the Koga and Oboro of the Iga. Oboro is his girlfriend. They're supposed to be married. They once loved each other and promised to break down the cursed bond of conversion. However, they were destined to kill each other. And it was the Keicho era 19, which is basically 1614. 73-year-old Ieyasu Tokugawa was wondering which of the brothers should choose as a successor, Takechiyo or Kunichiyo. Takechiyo was an elder, but he was stupid, while the younger brother Kunichiyo was clever. In order to choose the successor, Ieyasu decided to make Koga and Iga fight against each other. Both clans would choose 10 best ninjas to fight. If Koga ninja survived, Kunichiyo would succeed to the shogunate. On the hand, Takechiyo would become the next shogun of the Iga. Basically, what a shogun is, it would be a very high-ranking person in the military of Tokugawa, because Tokugawa was a feudal lord. You know, he owned a lot of land within Japan, you know, which is now Tokyo. Basically, he owned all that land, and in order to choose a shogun, they would have to do something, you know, meritful, you know, in order to become a shogun, which is the second best rank, apart from, you know, lordship and stuff like that. So the main character is Junichi Koga and Oboro Iga. They're both from different families, and basically they're supposed to kill each other to see who let me explain who these guys are. Junichi Koga, he's basically a ninja that knows a lot of different techniques, you know, swords, kusarigama, like he's very proficient with weapons and stuff like that. While Kagero, she's basically like a temptress of sorts, you know. She would expel this gas, and then you would fall in love with her, and next thing you know, she would kill you. Wait. Let's see. Her. Let's get on to her. Yeah, she's part of the Koga. Her technique. Nah, let's move on to.
Where do you think you're going?
Yeah. Poison breath and a combat specialist. Kagera's sensuality is her deadliest weapon, and her breath becomes poisonous when she's sexually aroused. According to the Koga, it's ability shared by all the women in her family. The poison is extremely potent, and she can kill an opponent in just seconds in one kiss. So let's move on to the next one, which is this guy. Seiman Kasaragi. His technique, skin changing. By pressing another's face into a raised mound of mud or soft clay, Seiman can form a mold he can insert his own face into, taking the form and appearance for himself. The technique, however, is only effective cosmetically and does not allow him to imitate a person whose bodily proportions does not match his. It doesn't bestow him any kind of person's memories or abilities. He's kind of the weakest one because obviously he doesn't have any arms. Okay, the next one is Yoma Moroga. His abilities is Dojutsu. Yoma possesses the same Dojutsu skills as Inosuke, a skill which has passed through the family. The Dojutsu skills allows Yoma to manipulate his opponent, forcing them to kill themselves or each other simply by looking into his eyes. Unlike Inosuke, Yoma's Dojutsu is constantly active, forcing him to keep his eyes shut at all times to avoid killing the wrong person at the wrong time. Enhanced senses. As Kimono has his eyes closed at all times, he's learned to enhance his other senses to make up for his lack of sight. Kenjutsu, Kimono's main weapon and sword, which he uses with great proficiency despite being unable to see. When fighting, he tends to use his sword and scabbard in unison. Gyobo Kasumi. Excuse me. Let's just go on to his ability. Solid manner assimilation. Despite his massive size, Gyobo's specialty is stealth. Merging with the surface of an object, Gyobo is able to move and attack in complete secrecy, as well as manipulate any object in physical contact with the surface. His technique, however, has limits. Only his body can merge, so he can strip naked as well as and drop any weapons he carries in order to use his technique. However, with immense strength, he does not need to carry weapons. The merging ability offers him no defensive benefits. Enhanced strength, basically. Let's go on to the next guy, which is this girl. Blood absorption and kunai jutsu. Kunai jutsu, basically she throws, of course, primary weapon is a knife, which she can rather effectively, as shown when she fights with Nike and breaks his bow staff. She is also using kunai, a type of throwing knife. Okay, who's next? Him, he's basically the fat guy. If I remember correctly, basically if you were to throw a punch, his belly would basically catch it. It's basically like he's made out of rubber, kind of. Yeah, rubber body and enhanced agility. So basically you would try to throw a punch and it would go boom, boom, right back at you, basically. This guy is Jubei Jimushi. He's armless. Like he basically just has a torso and a head, which is crazy. But His abilities is Snake, Physiology, Hidden Blade, and Fortune Teller. So let's go back. So basically he can slither on the ground at extreme speeds. Shogun Kazamachi, this is the guy that spits, he's kind of like a spider of sorts. Spider physiology, basically he spits the sticky stuff and you would stick like poop, basically, as I said. And last but not least, he's basically the headmaster, which is the highest, the leader of the Koga. As for his technique, Senban Jutsu. Senban Jutsu basically is a tiny little needle that you throw, basically. And Kenjutsu, which is swords. He's basically able to, fight with a sword. Even if somebody was throwing a shuriken, he could just deflect it easily. As for the other family, which is the Iga, let's see, what kind of... Oh, Mystic Eyes. Oboro was born with the Mystic Eyes, which neutralize the techniques and skills of any ninja that meets her gaze directly, halting whatever technique skill they're using at the moment, even passive skills. Next is this guy. I don't remember. Regenerative Symbiote and Immortality, wow. And Kenjutsu, swordsmanship and stuff like that. And Senban Jutsu, wow, this guy's... so he's basically immortal, he can't die. And Regenerative Symbiote, so basically, he can self-heal, which is pretty cool, actually. Okay, what about her? What is her technique?
Where do you think you're going?
Blood projection, Kenjutsu, and Kamajutsu. So, you guys remember what Kenjutsu is. Kamajutsu is basically a Kusarigama. Basically, it's a type of sickle that, what else? Blood projection. Agakina's technique grants her control over her blood. Oh! So basically, she could use her blood to create a mist or to, blind people and stuff like that. Wow. Okay, and let's see, what does he do? Koshiro Chikuma. Let's see what his technique is. I don't remember what his technique, but oh, Kamaitachi, wow.
Where do you think you're going?
For those who don't know what Kamaitachi is, it's kind of like a yokai. Basically it can cut anything into ribbons. Let me explain. Konoshiro's Kamaitachi allows him to create miniature vacuums, which he breathes, which sucks his enemy and then shreds them into pieces. These vacuums are extremely powerful and are able to completely rip off an opponent's head through are always fatal and survive when Jinosuke turns the attack on himself. Kamajutsu, as I said, size, like mini size that they would use, like the planting size that Japanese people would use to cut, grass or whatever, same thing. And enhanced senses, everybody knows what that is. You could see better, hear better, taste better, that type of thing. So basically, Kanai Itachi is based off a yokai that, it's like a, let me just explain, like, in Pokemon reference. All you guys know who Sneasel is, the little furry weasel that has, like, claws and stuff, and he's extremely fast. Is very similar to that. That's where they base the mythology of Sneasel. The Kamaitachi is basically a yokai that could cut through anything. It's like a wind yokai, because he can fly and he could use his claws, as wind, and it could literally cut you. Like if the wind is stronger, like if he creates stronger wind, it could literally cut off your hand or any body part. So basically, this technique is based off that yokai or Pokemon, even though Pokemon is a completely different anime. So let's move on to the next. Who's this? Oh, him.
Where do you think you're
Yeah, I think I know who he is. I don't remember what his technique is. He could dissolve into a puddle. And Tanto Jutsu. A Tanto is like a very small sword thing. This, it's a very... Okay, let's see, what does she do? Otarugi. This is the only thing she has, okay. So basically, her technique, a swarm of glowing pink butterflies that overwhelm and distract her opponent, allow either to strike a lethal blow. Wait, I thought the butterflies, burn people as well. Glowing pink butterflies that overwhelm and distract her opponent. I must be mistaken. Let's see, what is his technique?
Where do you think you're going?
Nenkimino. Let's see. Abilities, hair manipulation and bow jutsu. Bow style. Whenever you see jutsu and something else, it means basically that bow jutsu is a bow style manipulation that he could fight with, which is, good. And hair manipulation, Nenki has complete control over his hair, even his nose hairs. Okay. He uses the hair to grab opponents and strangle them. Ooh, interesting. Now this guy, Rosai Uzuki, basically his technique is fire breath. He could spit fire, which is actually pretty good if I remember. Elastic body and taijutsu? No, he spits fire. Elastic body. Rosai possesses the ability to stretch his limb to a natural rate. Taijutsu. Rosai is a specialist hand-to-hand combat and is never seen using a weapon, although his filler and antiquated experience say otherwise. I remember correctly, he was using a fire technique or something. Yashimaru. Whoa, holy crap. They named this guy after an actual ninja. You know, Yashimaru from Naruto as well. You know, the same guy that was, you know, with Gaara. They named him after the same guy. Let's see what his technique. Kokujo. Yashimaru's black rope are garrote wires woven from the hair of a young woman and chemically treated with natural oil harvested from wild animals, which give them the consistency of steel. He ties them around his forearm. He also keeps some around on his calves to use his hands are immobilized. He uses the wires as an extension of his own body, able to tie up opponents, flay them, and use strands to pierce like needles. Oh wow. And Kenjutsu, sword, you know.
Where do you think you're going?
Okay, let's see, who's next? And then there's Ogen, which is the headmaster of the Iga. What is her ability? Spiritual connection with Hawk and Kenjutsu. Okay, that's not too bad. So basically, these both of these families, they obviously want to kill each other, and Genosuke and Oboro, they both want to get married, you know, and basically live a life of their own, away from being ninjas and just. It's a hard life. Like really, for them, like it's basically like the very beginning of, you know, Japan and stuff, like wars and everything. Like if it would be the future, that would be perfectly fine. Well, they're ninjas, but yeah.
Where do you think you're going?
But it really is a good anime. It's a very short anime. About, let's say about 30 to 40 episodes, if not less, maybe. Like, yeah, 41 episodes. So basically the story kind of, you know, unfolds, you know, with them two, and then if you guys watch the very end, it's extremely sad. Basically, it's like Romeo and Juliet, you know. It's very sad, you know. So yeah, guys, that does it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.